Diversifying is found to be the best strategy in increasing the firm's earnings. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thabisile Buthelezi. My colleagues Mohammed Aboobaker, Mthobisi Mbatha, and I will be giving a feedback on whether will diversifying work for us or not, as we want to launch an advanced crest whitening stripes in United States. We have made some assumptions that our projects will have a 4-year lifespan with a tax rate of 40%. Net working capital will be 1% of year 1 sales. Exchange rate found to be 15 Rand 0.5059 per dollar. We have calculated the weighted average cost of capital to be 3.26%. Here, we found the base NPV analysis together with the profits or loss statement. Given that there are 2 million units of forecasted sales, we have found the net profit after tax of 6 million for 4 years, and we have an initial outlay of 3.2 million. In our calculated net working capital of 1 year 1 sales is 0.44 million, and our cash flow from assets is 3.64 million. With all of that, we found an NPV in rands to be 234,815,832 rands, and it's positive, which means the launch will be worthy. We have calculated the break-even costing, which is 600,000 for accounting break-even, and which is 1,948,677.44 units for PV break-even. Given the 2 million units of forecasted sales, this is the evidence that advanced sale covers both the accounting and the PV break-even, as well as having a positive NPV, and this will pay out for P&G. My fellow colleague Mohammed will continue. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Mohammed Aboobaker, and I will be discussing the NPV scenario analysis for Crest Advanced Seal. In an effort to refine and improve Advanced Seal as a product, as well as to determine the optimal launch scenario which will yield the greatest payout for P&G, we have analyzed several variations in launch possibilities. As you can see from my screen, Scenario 1 makes use of an increase in the advertising budget of $10 million in year 1. This increase will result in an overall increase in our sales units for the entirety of the product's lifespan. The resultant NPV of this being approximately 260 million Rand. The next two scenarios are somewhat related to one another, in which they both take into consideration the adoption of new machinery costing $1.5 million. This machinery will thus improve the adhesive quality of Advanced Seal as well as its whitening technology. However, it will also incur an increased erosion costing of 450,000 units from premium. Scenario 2.1a shows an increase in the sales price to $23 and variable costing to $14. The NPV of the scenario being approximately 202 million Rand. Whereas scenario 2.1b shows an increase in the sales price to $24, variable costing remaining the same at $14, with an NPV of 209 million approximately. Looking at scenarios 1, 2.1a and b, we then thought it prudent to further analyze to see whether it would be a viable opportunity for P&G to lobby for both an increase in the advertising budget as well as adopting the new machinery. Scenario 2.2a, which shows the combination of scenario 1 and 2.1a, has an NPV of approximately 202 million. Whereas scenario 2.2b, which shows the combination of scenario 1 and 2.1b, has a resultant NPV of approximately 234 million, the greatest NPV that we have seen thus far. However, due to the increased cannibalization effects that is a result of the utilization of new machinery, two options have been identified in order to reduce the effects of this erosion on the overall projected NPVs that we have analyzed before. Option 1 promotes higher trial testing as well as an increase in cannibalization. However, this is offset by a significant increase in sales units for the entirety of the project's lifespan, as well as a small decrease in the advertising budget. This can be seen in scenario 3.1, which shows an approximate NPV of 333 million Rand, while scenario 3.2 shows an approximate NPV of 359 million Rand. Option 2, on the other hand, promotes lower trial testing and a decrease in cannibalization. Therefore, scenario 3.3 shows an approximate NPV of 305 million rand and scenario 3.4 an approximate NPV of 309 million rand. From this, we can see that by employing options 1 and options 2 and applying them to our scenarios 2.1a and 2.1b, we are able to observe significantly greater forecasted NPVs. Looking at this comparative view of all of the NPV scenarios that we have analyzed, it is evident that scenario 3.2 has yielded the greatest payout for PNG, and thus it should be the adopted launch scenario for Crest Advanced Seal. I will now hand you over to my colleague Mthobisi Mbatha, who will further discuss the risks and considerations that we must take into account when launching Advanced Seal.
Greetings, my name is Mthobisi Mbatha, and I will be continuing from my colleague by addressing the question of how do we move forward. Adopting Advanced Seal as a project line offers a significant payout for PNG, observed by the base case scenario and scenario 3.2's NPVs as outlined previously and on the slide. There exists a significant margin between forecasted sales and break-even costs. Improved product features increases marketability and places PNG in a financially stronger position. Risks and uncertainties may include, without limitation, the ability to compete with our local and global competitors and maintain key customer relationships, the ability to stay on the leading edge of innovation and successfully respond to changing consumer habits and technological advances, the ability to successfully manage the financial, legal, reputational, and operational risks, the ability to successfully manage global financial risks, including the exchange rate fluctuation, the ability to successfully manage local, regional, and global economic volatility, the ability to maintain key manufacturing and supply arrangements to manage disruption of business due to factors outside of our control, like the COVID-19 global pandemic. The ability to successfully manage cost fluctuations and pressures, which may include prices of commodities and raw materials, the cost of labor, and the cost of transportation. In conclusion, this risk will have logistical and financial implications in the future, which makes it imperative to utilize the PNG's existing framework in the oral healthcare to improve functionality and innovation. Penetration of the consumer households, together with a positive NPV and significant margin above the break-even, shows that this product line pays out for the firm and creates wealth for PNG. Thank you.
In conclusion, we can see that adopting scenario 3.2 as the primary launch method for Advanced Seal will result in a significant payout for PNG. Taking the risks into consideration, PNG will have to prioritize effective household penetration via improved marketing as well as the innovations made in Advanced Seal. In doing so, this will offer an effective barrier against competitors, and as a result will place PNG in a financially better position in the future. Thank you for your time and patience in listening.